What is going on here? We're doing NFT content at 9:30 p.m. on a Monday. I thought we did that on Tuesdays with Club Top Shot. Well, let me tell you guys, something has been a brewing. You guys have, of course, heard about the Deposit Kingdom Discord. Well, a channel under there has grown into a monster. You've heard me reference the Club NFT channel. It has spawned its own podcast, the Club MGMI podcast. They broadcast every Monday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on their own YouTube channel. And tonight we are bringing them to the big show. Yes, I just called my channel with only 8,000 subscribers the big show. But tonight we are doing it. We have my buddy Davis Mattek on, who has become a true DFS degenerate. And we also have some big news from the Deposit Kingdom and the Club in GMI, guys. It is going to be a fun show. Let's do it.
Club NGMI.
We are so glad you made it. It is quite the occasion, as Mr. Overzet did. Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you
shifting?
This is incredible. The power has shifted in Club NGMI and maybe Peter Overzet's channel, because what he just told me before he went live is, if I chat, I am Peter Overzet. So tonight is the night that Peter Overzet regrets quitting his day job. Let's cancel Pete. Thank you all for joining us. Let's go around the horn real quick for the new viewers. I am Dangy Wing, also known as Tom. That's my legal name. Lou, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Lou Dog Sports. I don't know. Do I consider myself like, I guess we're all like A, B, C, and D as Club MGMIs. I'm wearing my lucky Davis Mattek, his tweet of Jack Settleman tonight, and excited to be here.
Lou, I think you're bearing the lead. You're a world-renowned marble streamer is what you are.
Yeah, I've become a full-time marble streamer now. So if anyone's interested in those, give out purrs once a week.
It's not a sustainable business model, but we're very here for it.
Trey, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. Glad to be here. CP Trey, been around, just been hanging out in this crazy Discord that we called Club NFT for the last 3 months, and just enjoying every second of it.
Thank you, Trey. Babs, how's it going in Alberta?
It's good. It's good. I'm glad to be here. It's kind of surreal having Pete and Davis on the stream today. I'm not going to lie.
Why?
You spend the last 2 years watching their streams, and then you get to be on one with them. Pretty crazy to me.
What's more surreal, Babs, me or Davis? Answer correctly.
You, Pete.
Thank you.
Yeah. And can someone save our precious ETH? Like, what's going on today? I'm broke.
Oh, you're broke, huh? Okay.
Net worth took a hit today.
So you're going to play the Jack role on this show where you pretend like you're more broke than you are? Is that what you're
doing? Yeah. He has no liquidity. Zero liquidity.
Oh, wow. I did just check the ETH price. I had not looked in a while.
It's bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's bad.
It's under 3.
Wow.
Why? Okay. Why is this bad? This is not bad.
Well, it's good.
This
for
is
us.
when
It's
you
not good.
accumulate.
Yeah.
I find myself checking the price of ETH less and less, actually, even during the volatile times. I hardly ever check it anymore, to be honest, unless it's like a 20% crash. Then, yeah.
I honestly, it's time to wash your ETH. Your ETH is dirty. You with the Pudgy Penguin sales, all of you, it's dirty ETH. Wash it. Allegedly, there's not a rule saying you can't wash it immediately, so wash it. It's very simple. My CPA said wait a day. That's because he's scared. It's fine. Keep going. So I'm upset with you all, actually. It's our first opportunity on the big show, and you all chose not to dress up. I mean,
I did
really
dress
don't
up.
understand.
I wore my Davis shirt.
I have my lineups and chill shirt on. DFS style for Davis and Pete.
When was the last time you made a DFS lineup, Babs?
Actually, I've been playing, not as much as I used to, but I put in about 10 lineups this weekend.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I did all right. Yeah, no, I still play. It's just not as serious as I used to.
Did you win?
Yeah, I did. I made money this weekend. I had a little Cooper Cup. Had some Kyler.
Big dog.
Yeah, I know. I had Kyler. Yeah, I made some money. we're okay.
I pretty much had a full fade of Cooper Cup, so I didn't, and Derrick Henry, so I didn't do too well.
It's tough seeing Trey. Well, let's transition to where we did do well. Babs, it's the Wassies. Tell me about the Wassies. Tell me about this drop. Tell me about how it worked, why you love the Wassies,
Yeah,
and
so
why you keep dunking on our peers. I don't understand that.
mainly for fun. It's mainly because I pointed out to everyone that, the Wassies was a 3-day auction, kind of broken up into 3,000 pieces each auction. And the NFT space is mainly a big FOMO ramp. So I kind of recommended to everyone, if you're going to go for these, go for it in the first auction. It'll probably be the cheapest price possible. Everyone's going to FOMO into the next two because they missed out on the first one and people start talking about it. So basically, Wassies are kind of a meme. I'm not even sure what they are. In terms of an animal, like it's kind of a platypus, I'd say. But it's crypto Twitter are really into Wassies. They back Loom Dart, who's the artist who has over 200,000 followers on Twitter. So kind of the play for Wassies to me was more of a pudgy penguin. Crypto Twitter is going to take over, start pumping it. And those guys have more diamond hands than the majority of other people in this space. So that was kind of the play. So the first auction, the price, it was an English auction, which is basically you bid whatever you feel comfortable winning, and the top 3,000 bids are the ones that were successful. So the first day, the auctions ended at 0.46 ETH. The next day was 0.87, and the third day was 0.83. So if you got in the first auction, you're pretty happy. So I kind of rubbed it into everyone else that, I did a few victory laps anyway.
Well, I played the role of Mr. Overzet, and you played the role of Dangy. I rode on your coattails, and I put a bid in, and I said, I got to go play some golf, aka wrangle some kids, and you bid for me, and you wrote us at least to either victory or less defeat than our peers who jumped in later on. So thank you for being successul.
I don't know if this analogy checks out. I'm still holding the bag on this tool of rock thing that I sent you 0.3 ETH for.
No. I'm talking the Animetas where I got you 0.11, and then they went to 1 ETH each.
Did they really?
Incredible.
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, you didn't hear that part of the story?
Oh, I missed that.
So we
better off that way.
All right, I'm the host now.
We're like the Avengers. We have different skills. My skill is not after I get the NFT. My skill was getting the NFT, and that's even failing now. So now my skill is dressing up for job opportunities, I guess. I don't know.
Dangy also
Trey,
used to love. I was going to say, Dangy also used to love dads more than anyone, and immediately paper handed them, and they ended up over an ETH too. So
they hit two at
much
one
more.
point.
Yeah,
Was it
much
two?
higher than double.
Yeah, when
Did someone say dads?
Oh, perfect
Oh
timing.
God. Yeah.
Someone say dads, bro? Are we talking about the dads?
Yeah, we were.
I have
Perfect
the
timing.
I have the OpenSea page up to dads. I mean, pretty much like
Is that your
97% of the day.
Just
It's my it's that and the Goons page is the first thing I check when I wake up in the morning.
The Goons page.
That's
how are
not
the
even a
Goons
joke.
doing? 0.2 or so.
Yeah, 0.2. We're just waiting for Bales and CSU to re-coordinate a pump there. And I will be, hopefully the devs will come on my show before that happens, because the second it gets to 0.6, I'm bailing so hard on my poor little goon.
Hey, Davis, how's that habit stacking going, by the way? If the first thing you're doing is checking your dads and goons?
So
that's the stack. Dads, then goons.
So the last time that I talked about any of this productivity life stuff, it was before football season had started, and I was in a great space where I was meditating, reading, doing all this stuff. And the combination of football season starting with me joining Club NFT is basically ruined that. I haven't read in 5 days. My meditation streak ended. It's been a little bit of a tough scene in this neck of the woods.
You do meditation now, which just is interacting with your MetaMask account.
Yeah, I just refresh metadata on my non-fungible bones like 17 times a day.
I mean, I mentioned this in the Discord the other day, Davis. Like, you were a legit holdout on Discord. You said you didn't want to add another messaging app, and now no one is more extremely online in this channel than you. Every time I go in there, you're chopping it up.
It's I took a break yesterday during the games. I was not in there during the games. Yesterday I was in my Slack channels because all my NFL, all my DFS buddies are on Slack. I'm not in a if there was a DFS Discord too that I was in, it would be too much. I literally would never be able to log off. I can't do Slack and Discord at the same time. It's too much.
I need to get you Tex. I need to figure out my invite for that. Yeah.
Can I break some news real quick? Nobody else cares. We have a story coming later on that is pretty good. We haven't leaked it out of our group, and it is very good. And the person at the center of that story is going to join us in a bit.
Now I'm really scared.
Oh, okay.
I can't. Yeah, no one here knows this person.
I kind of tipped it off in the Discord earlier that we might be the baddies.
Is this Aspen? Is this Webb's girlfriend?
No.
No.
Mr. Overzet, it is much worse. I told my wife, I said, I stole some art, and she just moved on. She moved on with her day and did not ask any further questions. So that's the tease. I stole some art. So Davis, can you just give us the overview? Bitcoin Maxi, poke the thing with a stick. That was your shtick. I get it. And now you love ETH. So what was your journey? What was like the turning point for
okay,
you
to be clear, I never didn't love ETH, right? I've owned ETH more before any of you. I would bet.
Wow,
here
we go. Here we go.
I mean, I made my first Ethereum purchase when it was $18. Like I've had it for a long time. But the thing with Ethereum was always the ETH people would be like, we're going to be able to do this. We're going to write the 2017 ICO stuff. You're going to have flying cars powered by the Ethereum blockchain, the Internet of Things. Your phone is going to be able to talk to your car, and your car is going to be able to talk to your parking space, and your parking space is going to be able to talk to your office building. And then, of course, none of those things ever happened because the future of Ethereum is online. It's not in making going to the grocery store more simple. And
it's shipping logistics. Shipping logistics is the future. Do you remember Shipcoin? I bought that.
Right. So I never bought any of that. I never bought DentaCoin. I never, I didn't do the KuCoin gambling and stuff. For the same reason that I was such a holdout on NFTs is I was like, none of this stuff makes any sense to me. And it sounds so stupid, but the profile picture stuff, that's like a real utility. Like people still joke about this, but like having an online avatar that represents something that you enjoy and that you want to like, that you would like to represent, like, or to say like, I'm that part of that community. Like, I mean, I have like these, like here, I probably paid $400 for this Supreme hat, right? Because when I wear it, I want people to know that guy is cool because he knows about Supreme and and you make all these inferences. And it's really no different than collecting, designer shit, except it's even to the next level because the ninth step of all of these things is that we're actually going to be represented by these non-fungible tokens in like Web3. You don't even log in on anything. You're just your MetaMask on Web3, and that's your identity. And that like finally clicked for me, like literally probably like 10 days ago. So here we are.
I think it's so funny that out of all the things in NFTs that pulled you out of the weeds, it was profile pictures, because profile pictures is probably the one that people, like when I talk to my friends in real life and tell them what I'm doing, they don't get the profile picture thing at all, but they get Zed, they get kind of the art thing. They don't get the profile picture because it seems so stupid.
Well, and that was the same thing for Top Shot with people, right? Like they've done the joke a million times. It's a YouTube clip, like that part of it, where Zed is just a natural thing. It's like, oh, you go to the casino, you bet on horse races. What if you could just have that up on the bar 24/7? That clicks for people. But this whole idea of just collectibles and avatars, people still cannot get past the right click save as element of it.
Yeah, but I mean, I've played a ton of video games in my life, right? And like the idea of like, obviously this is like probably 10 years away from like a functioning NFT interface for like FIFA Ultimate Team or whatever. But like, make no mistake, that's the direction that it's heading. And honestly, having spent so much time online and knowing that there's like a difference between at Davis Mattek and like Davis Mattek, the human being in the real world, and knowing that those are two different people makes the profile picture stuff so much easier to be like, well, yeah, obviously, like the profile picture is the character, and it's not me, but it's an avatar that's representative of it. Like the profile picture stuff to me is actually way more interesting, like philosophically, than like Top Shot and Zed Run, which are just games.
Yeah, I think the difference is it's like, look at Bored Apes and Punks. Like Bored Apes kind of came out because people were jealous that all these people had punks and they couldn't afford them. And now people are jealous that people have Bored Apes. And now they're looking at these cool cats. And so it's kind of like there's only so many people out there that can have the avatars. So it's a lot of it comes from jealousy, that FOMO idea.
I'm with you, Davis. Like I actually get the avatar thing. Like I get the PFP. I get the being part of a digital community that's exclusive, right? Like Bored Apes, there's only 10,000. You know, it's expensive entry point. It's no different than people that, you know, join a country club and don't actually golf there, right? Like they join the club because they want to be part of it.
It's an online country club.
It represents their lifestyle. It's a digital flex, right? Like I get that. It's no different than people buying Lamborghinis. They don't drive it. They don't buy a Lamborghini because they like the car. They buy it because they want people to recognize that they're rich, right? Like
Davis, you're well read. Are you familiar? Or Pete, I don't know.
I'm somewhat well read. Thank you, Danny.
No joke. I've DM'd with my buddy. Like Pete dropped like an intellectual, like high-minded reference in his newsletter. It was crazy, and like 3 people got it. So we see you, Pete. Are you familiar with the Bohemian Grove? Either of you?
No.
No, I don't think so.
You should Google it on Wikipedia. Now is fine. It's like a secret society that meets on occasion on a campsite in Northern California in the Redwood Forest. And I know somebody who got invited to go hang out there for the weekend, and they were describing it's like they do like ceremonies and stuff, and there's a controversy around being an exclusive group. And I'm like, oh, this is punks. This is
the punks Discord. Lot of punks cult in the chat.
It sounds like a cult.
Oh, this is what I'm saying.
It's like Camp David for people who drink brandy.
Well, and that is the whole thing, because I feel like you mentioned the flying cars analogy, but that's also what the whole like metaverse concept has been. Like, we're going to go to concerts in the metaverse and whatever. But it's like, it was almost just not realizing that it is that same thing. Like it is just hanging out with people online. This is where all the conversation happens on Twitter, in Discord, and you're forming communities around certain like-minded interests. Like that version of the metaverse, it's not the ambitious version of the metaverse, but that version of it is already here. It's just hanging out online.
Yes. All right. It's literally all of us having purrs as our PFPs and like being like stoked about it and like, you know, begging Carlini for airdrops. Like that's like a whole identity. But like it's legit. It's so real. Like, you know, people I think I've already said this on a show, but you know, people on like DraftKings and FanDuel, they'll have like ETR or Run Pure or Daily Roto or whatever as their avatar. And like, there's literally no reason to do that. You don't, I mean, maybe you get like a small utility, right? So it's like, I know at Daily Roto, if you bink and you have our avatar, we give you like a free 6 months of the subscription or whatever. And like that's no different than like getting airdropped, something other than that. I guess you're paying for the membership to the DFS site. You're paying for the token. Like it's like people are already doing this in ways that they don't realize, right?
Yeah. Can we talk about the 2 versions of Carlini? Because I don't think people know when they hear the most friendly, kind British man on these spaces, just so welcoming. And then you get into Club NF, he's like, fuck you. Like, he's just,
I'll fucking kill you.
He's sending the copy pastas in there, about to sending us earlier today.
It's hilarious.
It is so funny.
Even the announcements in the Perlini's Discord, he's super nice. He's like very welcoming. He's very formal. But yeah, once he comes into our Discord, he's like that grumpy old uncle that hates everyone. It's hilarious.
I remember when Carlini first came in the Discord, he was in the Top Shot, because Carlini always has he just spots the marks. He's like, these are the people that are going to buy my Derrick Rose from the Top Shot moments. And these are the people who are going to buy my future NFT project. And he is correct. So Carlini knows exactly what he's doing.
Excuse me? I wasn't familiar with this. I was told he was helping me get generational wealth.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
It's
promise.
like eventually we're gonna
Slow
get
burn.
generational wealth.
Slow burn.
Eventually. He
And
just
it's
has to
actually
convince
pretty
all of
quick.
us not to sell.
It was pretty quick. So Davis, before your time, like I made a joke of a commercial for Perlini's because they were just sitting. They were not selling. So it would be a joke. Babs would buy some and then put them for sale, and then Carlini would buy them from Babs, and it was just we were just messing around. And then they sell out, and then it became real. So as you know, it's a real project. We don't have to pump the purrs. We're good on that
No,
right
we
now.
do have to
Davis is
pump the
doing his
purrs.
job.
Do you have that video?
Always
we
be
don't.
pumping the purse.
We don't need to pump them because I need to like get some more fiat to acquire some more of them.
Dangy, do you remember when I messaged you when they were still at mint? And I said, I need to scoop some of these. I was like, are these going to sell out anytime soon? And you're like, I think you're all right. I think they still have some. And then it was literally like 6 hours later, they were completely sold out. So I missed my chance to get in on the true ground floor of purrs.
Well, I knew of Carlini because of you. This is going to tilt Davis because of David Kitchen and Mr. Overzet buying NFT boxes. So
Man.
This is Soccer Dave's.
Think of
fault.
the generational wealth that David could have if he wasn't like actively the worst trader of all time. Like he would like
Yeah.
Dave was like in the discords at 3 a.m. in February, like when true generational wealth was being created, and the guy has like 6.4 Ethereum and some mooncaps to show for it.
He's gonna hate you for this.
Oh my God.
No comment.
No disrespect meant to David. I certainly would not be
there's-
here without David.
There's so much disrespect there. David is watching this right now from the bathtub, and you just really upset his evening.
If Mr. Kitchen would like to come join NGMI, Club NGMI to come refute Davis's claims, you're welcome anytime, Mr.
Oh,
Kitchen.
you guys are such clout chasers over here. You're just always ready to the next hot thing.
Well, I just like that I now have two influencers that I can call Mr. and it's funny to me because now you're Mr. Overzet because we're over on your channel, and he's Mr. Kitchen because of the Dairy Queen video that will never be topped.
The greatest fleet of all time, David Kitchen going to Dairy Queen right before he went on a diet. I'll miss you, Mr. Kitchen.
It was good content. You
reason.
really got to hand it to him.
So Davis, NFT stuff, you're pretty well educated now, it seems like. Do you have questions for us that you want to ask? I know you've been just hounding us for guest requests, and I don't know if you got many from us because we're kind of self-sustained and we just kind of wait. We let the mints come to us, as you can see when you're sitting in the Discord. What questions do you have about the NFT world? About Ethereum? You probably don't have questions for Ethereum for us, but NFT stuff. What do you have? Because we're gonna shift real quick. That's why I'm trying to get anything that you have out of you now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I would just love some opinions on how much you guys are just trying to churn stuff you have. Like, we joke about NFT winner and we joke about, 99% of projects go to zero and all this stuff, right? And something I am trying to be diligent of when I'm minting these things is like, we just did the bones, right? We did that that was literally 2 hours ago. And I got a rare one, and I was like, I'm just listing this and selling it right away. Like, I don't care if I wake up tomorrow and these are 2 ETH floor. Like, I don't care because
You will care.
no, Pete, I promise you I won't. That's really not my personality. Like,
Davis, you talk about the dads being at the literally all the time. It is your exact personality.
but that's a bit. It doesn't actually, the dads thing causes me no mental anguish. Like, it doesn't really bother me. It's just a really good bit, So like, what do you guys do in terms of, one, like just getting out of stuff as quickly as possible and trying to not be miserable about missing it? And then 2, how much are you leaving in ETH versus pulling some off of the table, considering that this is like real life-changing money?
I think the big thing for me is kind of when you look at the actual project, I try to think, is this something that can return value to me without me selling right now? So a lot of these have longer term utility, like the 888 project, for instance.
The Ape DAO.
There's the Ape DAO, right? So I have investments like that, which are into DAOs. I'm really interested in DAOs for more long-term stuff, or like the fractional art. But a lot of these projects that are just, pictures, they're going to be forgotten about tomorrow even. So it's kind of realizing which of these things do you see people still thinking about in a week and a half or a month and a half, versus which of these things are someone just going to jump to the next one unless this one's pumping. So it's kind of realizing which projects are going to have longer term value, which obviously is hard to figure out. But the ones that we then say miss on, like a Pudgy Penguins that we sell too early, it's a lot for me to not look back, just keep going and be like, well, that could have easily not worked out this way. And then think of it that way, where I missed out on an opportunity, but there's thousands of other opportunities that I have available.
Yeah, I would say I share Davis's mindset. It's when I sell something too early, it doesn't, at this point, maybe it bothered me early on, but at this point, it really, like the Penguins, the Gutter Cats, like I've sold so many things early at this point that it really doesn't even phase me. In terms of what I keep, I haven't taken a cent out of ETH yet. So I'm just sitting on that right now, but I'm also probably more bullish than most on ETH. I got into Top Shot, and then I started listening to the Bankless podcast, which just got me borderline obsessed with the future of ETH. So I've just kept everything in it. I try and weight my ETH to OpenSea value, I guess, at like a 60-40, trying to get that weighted more towards like 70-30. It's kind of hard to estimate, but I'm kind of at this point just always trying to take profits when I can. But for the most part, I still employ that. I mean, pretty quick in and out, even though at this point I would say hold a little bit longer than I did back then when I had less liquidity. But for the most part, I mean, 90% of these projects I'm just trying to do quick in and out.
Do you think do you guys ever, with some of those projects just completely mooning, do you ever think of, I know you talk about like ladder stuff or some kind of exponential curve in your sales to make sure you don't miss those 1 percentile outcomes?
Yeah, like I think Trey and I are a lot similar in how we do it, and kind of got to the point where we always try to keep 1 or 2 moon bags. We call
keep
it.
one,
Keep 1 or 2, but like sell, if you buy 8, sell the 6, at least get your money back and some profit, and then keep 1 or 2 for the rainy day when they make it 7 ETH at one point. Sometimes it's easier said than done. If something ends up being 3 ETH, all of a sudden you want to sell it, right? Like you're not waiting for 10, you feel 3 is good enough. So it's easier said than done to keep it for that eventual huge moon bag. But that's kind of what I try and do is, sell most of them, keep 1 or 2, take profit when you can. Like Trey said, I'm kind of known as being very paper handed. If I can take off, 0.2 to 0.5 ETH off all these projects that you mint per day, that adds up. If you're taking 0.2 a day, that's a lot of money.
It also adds
year,
up
right?
to mint like 4 shitty things a day and then not sell them. That also adds up. I can give that advice.
Yeah, for sure.
I
but
think
that's another reason why you sell fast, because I think it limits your downside risk, right? Like if you're selling within the day, there's less risk that it's going to be 0.01 that day compared to, it's usually closer to your mint price if you're selling that day as quick as possible. But if you're waiting around 2 days later, it might be worth nothing, right? So
yeah, I think you took the right strategy on that, Davis, where you hit that rare. I think with rares specifically, like if you hit a rare mint and you're just not sure, I think it's important to sell that and extract that value almost right away. Just because we see so many of those projects go straight
literally
down
just go
and
to total
literally
dust, like
never
no one
come back.
remembers.
We always joke about the U, but like there's so many that literally never recovered, where I mean I sold a reckless whale for 1 ETH like right after, and those are complete dust now. Like it's a straight up miracle that I even came out of that in the black. So I think that's just even more evidence is you really just got to sell those rares as soon as possible.
What would you guys say? Because I do think in general, though, you kind of need to play to your strengths. Like I almost think of it for like, I've simplified for DFS. Like I want to play single entry. That's where I feel comfortable. Some 3 max. I'm not an MMA player. I get overwhelmed. I'm trying to manage late swap with 150 set. I think for some people, buying a bunch of these, minting some, flipping them all, staggered, all of that, timing it can feel overwhelming. Would you have some advice for people to play to their strengths? Maybe they can have the diamond hands. Like if there's a diamond hand non-active trader, what would be your advice to them to get involved?
Second guy, right?
Well, that's my question.
That's what I would think.
Yeah, if you're like buying it later, like a week later after it dips, you mean, as a second guy?
Or like one thing I noticed that Andy does, and his bankroll isn't applicable to any of us, but he kind of waits and observes these projects where he sees like a baseline quorum of interest, of community, of buzz, and then gets in before it absolutely rockets. But like that's what I saw. Carlini just added those lazy lions or whatever they're called to the kitty bank. I swear to God, anytime someone posts which NFT should I buy, these guys do they call themselves
They're
a pride?
everywhere.
They're a pride of lions just descend on the replies. So I like stuff like that where I'm wondering if you can get out in front of trends of established communities and you don't have to feel like you have to flip it in an instant.
Yeah, like I think
that's always so hard.
Yeah, some of it is if you follow people on Twitter, because if you start to see people talk about it more, you can get in at a cheaper price than before it starts to moon. Like I'll use like Robotos and Dead Fellows as an example. Like it started getting some buzz on Twitter, and it was about 0.2 ETH when people started talking about it. And I think both of those got up to about 0.8 within 2 days, right? So if you can kind of see those trends and see kind of the market getting interested in stuff, you can buy early and feel comfortable holding it because it might be, it might moon. And that those communities are already established. Like most of those people holding them a month later aren't going to look to sell them right away, right? So it's a good point. Like if you're looking to buy one or two of things, like observe communities that have been around for a while, like pretty steady floor prices, things that you think other people might start talking about soon, right? Like it is another strategy to look for.
I think we need to take a hard turn. We have our 7th box that's about to appear on the screen. I want to tell the story a little bit because it happened very quickly this afternoon. As we all know, in our Discord at least, the Chung Alpha, it can be really good and it can be really bad sometimes. Chung DM'd me. I helped him out. He needed a loan. I gave him a loan a little bit ago. Everything's fine there. So he DMs me sometimes. Hey, dang, I know you like this kind of stuff. What do you think? He DMs me this artwork from a guy named Emotional. You'll see his name in a little bit. Tease called Visual Distortion. And I saw it on Twitter before, a retweet from an artist that I follow. And I said, oh, that's pretty sweet. And Chung is like, oh, but it's not like selling yet. I don't know what's going on. So I go look on Twitter and well, no one can buy because the site's broken. And then what happens? The nerd Dangy springs into action. I open up developer tools. I see that the button to buy is just labeled disabled. What's the opposite of disabled, guys? Enabled. So I just type enabled in there. I mint one, I submit it, and my heart's racing because I just stole art from some guy and some platform. And I'm like, oh my God. This happened before with wolf errors, where our guy Jesse Friedland found an error in the contract. And what they do, they just said they're all wolf errors now. So they're worth nothing. So I said, okay, this guy's real art. Like, I don't want to mess with this artist. I like this art. What do I do? Okay, I'm talking to Chung. He's like, can you mint me one? I go, okay, Chung, I'll mint you one. So I mint him one. And so later on, I sent that to him. And what do I do next? I mint one to a second wallet because I'm that person. So I have 3 of these things now. So in the Club NGMI Discord, our show chat, I then say, hey, this is happening. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. So I put just enough information in there for someone to maybe figure it out who's a little technical. Here comes Babs. How do I do it? Babs is not technical. Babs, are you technical?
I'm a dum-dum. I'm totally admitted. Yeah.
So I intentionally did not help Babs completely. Babs ended up also being able to steal the art, and he mints 2 as well. So we basically had a heist. And so I had this up on my Twitter. I'm like, I'm going to DM this guy to tell him what's going on. Cause he said legit, like, I'm sad. I'm like, oh no, I made somebody sad. So I DM him and I say, hey, I'm the one who got your art. I'm so sorry. And he's like, basically, I get it. Like, it's blockchain. This is how it goes. The site messed up. Fast forward a little bit. Emotional is here on the stream. artist of visual distortion.
What's up, man?
What's good?
Incredible. So emotional.
Hello.
I'm gonna pull up your art, but give me the backstory on how you became an NFT artist, how you started with visual distortion, and also why aren't you mad at me? I don't understand.
Yeah, I've been in the NFT scene since I'd say maybe like late 2020. I actually started sort of when I was doing paintings and things like that. You can kind of see it in the background with my other mess and everything. But I did paintings for a bit and was selling paintings for a little bit, and that was sort of my introduction into the NFT scene. And it sort of really allowed me to learn like best sort of ways to push yourself, sort of market yourself, and best ways to sort of build like a community around the work that you create as well. And I think that sort of gave me like a good sort of beginning output, I guess you could say. And then from there, I sort of, I was doing paintings for like 3 to 4 years. So I was like, I really want to switch this up, maybe do some different mediums. With NFTs being here, it really allows you to do a lot more than just sort of paint on a canvas. And I'm all for sort of painting on a canvas, but I wanted to explore more. So I sort of started with like iPad drawings, sort of like 2D drawings and things like that. And then I actually quickly found sort of like VR sort of art, sculpting within virtual reality in that virtual 3D space. And that's sort of what I've dived into a bit, sort of creating the art that I create nowadays, like visual distortion and sort of other pieces along that as well. So I create everything sort of with just this little VR headset here. And then I bring it all into Blender and sort of render it out and sort of play with it from there. But I'm a really big fan of sort of like AR, sort of allowing people to use those 3D models in different sort of situations, whether that be in the physical space, through like a view within their phone, maybe putting that within their sort of metaverse gallery, like crypto voxels or Decentraland, for example. Or maybe even like 3D printing it, for example, if they have that option as well. I'm always happy to sort of try and help them make that an option as well. Again, it's with those NFTs that allows you to sort of create so many options for your art as well, which I really like.
You just said like I make this art by putting on this AR headset.
Yeah. Like what? Yeah, I was like, hold on, pause. How does that even happen? How does that work? I didn't even know that was like a thing.
Oh yeah, you've never seen one of those videos? They're
No.
dope.
Yeah, I have a couple videos on like my Twitter and stuff like that. That sort of it's like sped up videos. But I'm usually in there like for like an hour, 2 hours sometimes. And it's really cool. It feels like you're just playing with clay. And then you got like little controllers as well. So I mean, it can definitely be weird at first, and depending on how you sort of get used to that virtual space, because it's definitely weird compared to just like painting on a canvas. But no, it's a lot more fun. You can basically build the whole world inside of that space, which I've definitely been working on building on as well.
So let's transition to me being a dirty dirtbag stealing art from this website, and like what were your initial thoughts when it was happening, and then like when you saw an idiot DM you and say, "Hey, I did it." Like, what were your thoughts there?
So my initial thoughts is I was more pissed off at the actual platform themselves. I think that's one thing that is a struggle for artists, is having to rely on these platforms to sort of promise like 100% certainty that everything's working 24/7 and that you don't run into issues just like that, sort of where it can prevent people from purchasing a piece and being sort of like a returning collector or someone that enjoys that artwork. And so, yeah, I was more sort of pissed off at that. I would never be pissed off at someone that found a way to do that. Because, I mean, I myself have tried to find ways to, like, mint things on a contract, for example, on, like, one of those collectibles that you find. Because, I mean, it's cool to be early on things, especially on the blockchain as well. So I really can't hate on that. It's more so, yeah, the platform itself. I'm hoping to hopefully get off platforms at some point and have my own website and contract that is sort of like a collectible website, but it's for my art that I can mint and everything like that.
it's pretty interesting that it was a Web 2.0 problem that I found.
Yeah,
that it was
the fact that it comes down
broke
to that pisses me off. It's like they just sort of
Yep.
looked over that too. And I'm like, anybody could sort of go in and do that too, which is like, it makes it even worse. Like, it's it's bad. But yeah, no, I would never be pissed off at you personally. I think it was really cool that you sort of took the sort of time that actually look into the code of the website and sort of find a workaround as well. Because again, I think a blockchain is very, very heavily sort of based around that as well.
I just want to say it is socially acceptable to be pissed off at Dingy, though. That is okay if you want
In
to.
fact, please do.
I am allowed to
correct.
beat him up at any point too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect,
Mhm.
perfect.
Correct. Yeah,
That is on the
I'd love to
record.
point to the desert. Yeah. So, why did you choose Known Origin? I'm vaguely familiar with Known Origin before I saw your piece on Twitter, but I haven't bought anything over there before. So that was part of the race, was to get over there and get an account. So why Known Origin versus others? I'm just wondering, like, in general, as an artist, I don't know what the decision points are related to OpenSea drop, Rareable, super rare, etc. What do those look like for you?
I think it really sort of varies. It depends on the artist's reach and what sort of I guess fan base they have behind them and what platform finds that valuable to them. I think we're still in a really weird point where platforms are still really in control of the artists, where NFTs is something that should be sort of fixing that as well and sort of preventing where artists should be more in control as well. So I think it's mainly sort of platforms in that situation.
Gotcha. A question about your project. I saw, actually, this is another Chung bomb because I have to be a dad for a little bit of hours a day. He mentioned that there's something called null with the currency symbol. I don't know how to pronounce it. The $ null possibly coming out. Can you describe what null is and what the kind of the current token meta is on projects?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously not over-promising anything. I'm a kid in his messy room sort of playing around with art and stuff in the blockchain. So it's really a way for me to sort of learn a bit more of this DeFi side of the blockchain, crypto and things like that. And maybe sort of create that utility or sort of returning passive income for my collectors down the road. Maybe it won't necessarily always be that null token. Maybe I want to go to like a side chain, for example, to sort of help with like the gas. Again, it's really sort of all like a learning process for me right now. But the main use for it is really sort of voting on like the snapshot. So the collectors of my artwork does have a say within, I guess you could say like the project as a whole or the releases in a sense. So maybe we want to increase the edition amount or decrease the edition amount. We can create a snapshot and sort of have a way for collectors to vote on that and that as well. And then down the line, of course, sort of like exclusive NFTs that can be purchased with that specific token, and just really sort of cool things that can sort of be embedded within the art in that style.
Hey, Keegs, if you're watching, Keegs, this is up your alley. He's a Gen Art whale, Gen.art whale, if you're familiar. So he's very into this idea of a token behind an NFT that then leads to some governance and possibly as its own relative currency where you could buy pieces with it. So that's pretty interesting.
I think it's very big sort of avenue that NFTs will have. It's just sort of waiting for the development of it as well.
For sure. Okay, Emotional. I'll stop haranguing you on stream. Thank you for coming on and being such a good sport
Thank
about
you.
this, and cleansing my soul. Really, because honestly, God,
I'm glad to clear the palate.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I promise I'll swing by the Discord later on. Today was crazy. So thanks for swinging by, and
Thank you for having
we'll chat
me.
with you later.
Nice meeting you, Emotional.
Nice meeting you too.
Nice having you, man.
All right. So I'm a thief. There we go. It's out in the open.
I think you should bring on everyone that you need to kind of air out grievances.
Apologize.
And apologize.
Yeah, right. It's like old ex-girlfriend.
My wife already said I can't talk about her, so I can't do all
Oh,
that,
shit.
unfortunately. So, all right, let's
It
reset
sounds
a
like
little
you
bit.
did kind of talk about her by saying you can't talk
I
about
just
her.
thought about that. Okay, I was trying to find a way to transition into just taking off this suit. So hold on, give me a second.
You're dressing down now, huh?
Yeah,
What
You
is
lost
his-
Angie.
Why'd you wear the tie?
He was shaming us for not dressing up, and then
Yeah.
Well,
I see it.
ETH is
Oh,
back
look at
over
that.
3,000. ETH is back
Look at
over
that hat.
3,000, so he doesn't
That
need
is
a job anymore.
That is the news I like to hear.
So, someone tell me what this hat is.
It's our new merch.
It's Lou sleeping on a cloud.
That's right.
It.
So, go ahead, Pete.
No, you go ahead. This is your show, bud.
Oh God, time to dig it, huh? All right, we're gonna drop a couple of nuggets of upcoming things that Club NGMI is doing. Pete has helped us out by getting some merch with us. Our guy XG Augustin, I believe it's Augustin, has done a lot of artwork for that. One of those pieces is this guy sleeping. It's pretty exciting. Is that live? Is that in prod?
It's
if
live.
you will. All right, so go spend your money. I requested this metal themed NGMI shirt. Babs hated it. Lou was iffy on it. Trey hated it. That's okay. That's all that I wanted. Really, here's what it is. I love Andy, and Andy said, "Hey, I want fractional merch." And I said, "Andy, you should do a metal themed one." And he goes, "Yeah, it's a great idea. When we do merch, we'll do it." But I got it first, so I'm excited about that.
Well, we can send Andy an NGMI.
So you want Andy to
shirt.
tail? You want Andy to tail your wallet for a change?
You know,
Yeah.
instead of tailing Andy's OpenSea wallet, we're actually going to tail his literal closet now, and we're going to drop an NGMI shirt in his closet that everyone can tail.
I like that.
Will there
I like
be
that.
an associated token, or are these on the? These are off the blockchain. These are not on chain shirts. These are off chain shirts.
You know, buy with dirty fiat.
I was just gonna say, I gotta buy with that dirty USD.
But
I don't
when
even
your
have. I don't
friends,
even have any left.
when your friends see you, Davis, they'll say that shirt is off the chain, though, dude.
They're gonna say it slaps.
Yeah.
Pete. Oh,
Did you guys do
God.
that a bunch in high school, or is that
Yeah.
just like my friends?
Yeah.
just
This-
like the staff?
Yeah.
I could never do it.
No, I couldn't
Me
either.
neither.
It's too hard.
I was never even a dipper either, but it's
Me
just like
either.
my buddies did it, and then
Yeah,
it just
you
becomes
gotta
like
do
a
it.
habit that you do.
I even dipped in college, and I still don't know how to do it.
How is that even possible?
Hodge, I have a dream. My dream is to talk metalcore with Andy because he likes metalcore from back in the day. I wanted to invite him on Club NGMI just to talk angry music from the early 2000s. So, let me know. Is it time? Is it time for more? I need someone to say yes.
You're
Yeah,
the
excited.
host.
Yes.
Dangy.
Yeah. You,
More what? More merch?
More.
Do you have another shirt on?
Dangy, take off that shirt. We know you have something else
Yeah,
underneath
it's-
it.
I
You
was
got it.
going
You got an NGMI tattoo. You're about ready to reveal.
The bit was gonna be I was gonna wear a turtleneck this whole time to say be Steve Jobs and say and another thing, and that was gonna be the bit, but I was too hot for that. We also have this design that's very exciting.
yeah, I like that one.
I do like that.
Clean.
Trey
The
and
cla-
I are
yeah, the
too
classic
vanilla
look.
for the metal.
Yeah, no shit. We are.
That's the floor shirt, and the metal shirt is the looks rare
Some-
shirt.
Hey, sometimes buying the floor is just the most reliable thing to do.
Yeah, floor is lava on these. I think.
Mhm.
I like one-on-ones. That's fine. Okay. We've been asked about when Gate. Gate is here soon. Few. We're going to be having a token that is actually live on OpenSea right now, but not for sale. What that token is going to get you is access to a private. I love that Pete has to leave during this. This is amazing. It's a private channel and section of channels within the Deposit Kingdom. So, what are you going to get with that private channel? You're going to get the Floorbot. It's almost back. I almost have it ready to go. Very close. You're going to get discounted merch with the token. You're going to get weekly AMAs with us idiots and guests. You're going to get some whale buy notifications in that chat from Nansen. That's what we're probably going to go with. You'll get some drop alerts before Club NFT General. So by that, it's like alpha alerts. So things like that we see. And you'll get double the entries and giveaways if we know that you have that token. So we're excited to build this out. We know you all are smart blockchainers. So we weren't able to really time everything. So it's, hey, here's everything that's coming out. So you'll see more this week. Like I mentioned, hopefully on Thursday, we'll have more. And something to note, Manscoin owners, you're in for free. You're grandfathered in. That's a nod to the Mans, who he was the original. He's one of my first NFTs that I bought, actually, or I got, which was a Mans coin. So shout out to Mans. The Deposit Kingdom members who are up to level 25, which is tout, I believe, you all have a discounted rate. So the token will be 0.042 for you all. And for everybody else, it's 0.069. So we wanted to keep it affordable for you all. We wanted to have access, but we wanted to have a safe space as well for you all as to join, to hang out with us and hang out as a group. Our goal here is not to make ETH here through these tokens. Our goal is to give it back to the community. So part of that is on the right side, you will see our roadmap. Once we have 10 token holders, we're going to take a little nap. That's a shout out to Animetas, who are very sleepy. At 25, we're going to start a weekly showdown slate for us to run that through DraftKings. At 69, we will use one of our Manscoin cameos for the community. We'll let the community vote on that cameo. 100, we're going to do a themed stream and let you all vote on that. Currently, we have one idea for the theme stream, and that's a drunk stream. So hopefully we have more than one idea.
We might also do a drug stream before 100. Because it's just a fun idea.
We all go to Colorado.
Babs and I already kind of want that one.
Yeah, that one's just for fun, more so. We want that one anyway.
Keep going, Dingy, with the roadmap.
Sure. 200, we have a virtual pizza party. Now, I was going to move this down to be lower because I just think it's funny. We've been wanting to do this for a little bit. But at 200, we'll pay for some pizza for most of you all. We'll raffle off a significant portion of that and pay for your pizza. 500, we're going to do Ruggleman NFTs with a physical version of the Ruggleman NFT. We will send you a literal physical rug with the image of Jack Settlement on it.
Have you
we're gonna
done
raffle
the
that off.
pricing economics on this, or are you just completely over
It's
your
a one
head?
of one. It's getting raffled off. It's one.
Rugs
It's
are
only one, or
expensive.
I thought you were setting 500 of these.
No.
Okay,
no.
just one. All right, I was like, God, Diggy, we're
I'm
already
gonna
in the
say no
red.
to that one.
500 rugs, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And last but not least, if we have 1,000 members, we will do an IRL meetup because I don't want to meet you people in real life.
You did forget one. At 750 members, Davis will have the devs of your favorite project on the Takecast.
Correct. Yeah,
You
you guys,
get to pick.
everyone. So this is a governance token, and so if you own the token, you are allowed to vote on which project you want me to pamp via my blue check mark in my podcast. I will reach out to the devs. I will record with them at whatever time, and we'll pamp it with the blue check mark.
God damn.
From Fantasy Wonder Kid to pamp it with the blue check mark.
Just
Yeah.
you guys just wait for the goons
far we
dev.
go?
Just wait for the goons dev.
I still got a goon that I bought at 0.5 E. I timed the top perfectly on goon, so I'm still diamond handing those. So I would love that.
My hands are going to turn to paper very fast once we get to 0.6.
This is the worst pump of all time, Davis. You've given the exact moment you're gonna dump.
This is like Jack. This is like Jack in the Discord being like, honestly, I would sell right now.
Yeah, you should sell.
Yeah, that was his advertisement
Like,
for the
what?
Knights of DJ
He's
was
supposed to be
amazing.
pumping it. I would sell right now.
They're not worth this much.
They're not worth it.
He went
Oh my
from
God.
gaming his friends on Twitter for selling mid passes to saying you should sell mid passes.
And I didn't even listen.
What a world.
I've been diamond handing my mint pass the entire time.
I know. I should.
You and Bel Air.
I listed mine. I was really shooting for the stars though. I think I put it up at like 0.5. It didn't.
I
quite
sold
get
all
there.
mine. I was told from the creator of the project to sell.
To sell.
So I sold all
I
5 for
tell-
profit. I'll rebuy if they drop, but the math said sell, so I sold.
The
Jack
thing is,
says no, not the
Yeah.
math.
the
The
thing
Jack
is it's like actually a cool project. Like everything about it, I'm like, yeah, I'm in. So it's like I don't need Jack fudding his own token. Like it's not great.
But yeah, I think this is exciting for Club MGMI. Just as someone who this Discord started last October, Siler was the OG that came to me. He's like, hey, I think it'd be fun to have a place to talk for people who want to talk DFS, all kinds of stuff. I thought Discord was like for gaming communities. I was like, nah, we don't need that. He kind of kept pressing me on it, spun it up. Obviously, with Club Top Shot, that brought a huge influx in. I remember on a show, Jack started pamping the Discord. It got unruly there for a stretch. And then the Club NFT offshoot was born. I remember once messaging you guys in there saying, hey, is there too much conversation about random NFTs in Club Top Shot? Should I spin this off into Club NFTs? Everyone's like, yeah, do that. And now, of course, it has become its own behemoth. You guys are monsters in there. It's the most active channel in the Discord. You guys do a great job moderating it, shepherding people. You guys are so welcoming to new people. And obviously, I'm being sincere here, which isn't my normal MO. But honestly, you guys do a great job in there. It's a ton of fun. It's like it can be an intimidating space, and you guys make it fun and welcoming. And obviously it's been extremely profitable, which helps everyone's morale. But I do think this is a good next step for it. And I think people can just pay up just a little bit for how much good work you guys are doing, kind of creating a great NFT experience in there. So I think this is the right move, and I think you guys are going to execute it well.
Yeah. I compare this Discord to a craps table. Yeah, I've played craps with Pete in person, and I think you can attest to the fact that you hop on a craps table. Some people put a lot of money in, other people put less money in, but generally at a craps table, everyone is winning together. Whether some people are winning more than others, a lot of times people are winning together. You know, sometimes you're losing together at the same time, but it's kind of that sort of everyone's playing for the same team where we all want to, make money, of course, but at the same time, we're having fun while doing it, whether we win or lose. And any new person that comes on the table is welcome to join in on the fun.
No,
I think this is
Lou. No, you think we have fun when we lose? When the Discord gets toxic, it's because we have a bad day of like 3 minutes. And we're like, winter's here, and then we freak out.
No, it's kind of fun when we all min something that goes dust immediately, because it's its own thing. I wasn't there for circles.
Oh yeah, you're lucky. But it's more fun when you lose together. Like we all minted circles and we all laughed about it after because how bad they were, right? Like some of those things it's better than doing it by yourself and feeling bad, right? So at least you have 20 other people to feel bad with.
I can't believe you guys didn't mint Penguin Fight Club. Blue chip.
Hey, we still have Penguin PTSD. I mean, you gotta give us a break.
I need the story again.
Explain that story for people who haven't heard how Davis ended up minting a single.
So I just like yesterday was just as bad as it could have been, right? Like just get absolutely crushed in DFS, like make these horrible late swaps. The Cowboys game is awful. The Chiefs lose to the Ravens, where like my most drafted player in best ball fumbles to lose the game. He's going to be benched for the rest of the year and get no points. He might as well have just torn his ACL. And I'm all done with everything. And I'm sitting in bed on my phone. And I'm like, okay, like I just need to mint something before bed. Like I gotta do something here. And TD messages me this like dusty project that's been minting for like 48 hours. There's like 5,000 minted. I like misclick on my phone and mint 2 because I'm like doing it on MetaMask on my phone and I mint 2 of them. And I'm just like, this is literally the worst experience ever. And then I wake up this morning and this afternoon actually, and they reveal, and I must have gotten like a top 15 rarity, one of them or something, and I listed it for 0.1 and it sold. So I end up getting there, just like total luck box.
Wow. Well, now you can afford the Club MGMI token.
That's called min cashing in NFTs.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm in cash the Penguin Fight Club, which is still minting, by the way. If you want in, you can go.
Yeah,
it's still minting.
You're so bad at pumping, Davis. Now you're pumping projects you've already sold out of.
I mean, the best project in NFTs everyone knows is Crypto Dads, and that's obvious.
just look at the Eastern trait, like, and I keep telling myself that because I sold the literal bottom, all of them. I did not keep a moon bag. Just look at the eyes fall off of their face. It's terrible.
Because
I can't believe
it's on brand because it's like a lazy dad who's exhausted with his kids drew it. Like it's like the aesthetic fits, bro.
I honestly, I'm still shocked that you think that art is good.
Because it looks like a Lauren Bouchard show who's made all these amazing shows.
It's like a dime store version of Bog Burgers, though. It's not even like a cooler version of it.
Which is like I'm into that, dude. You know what I mean?
When Netflix.
Yeah, when Netflix, we heard some leaked alpha from their Discord that some streaming services they've reached out about a Crypto Debts TV show.
And it was just not well written either. It was just such a bogus announcement too. Like, no way.
All right,
no way.
hang on. To make sure we sell out of this Club MGMI token, that's actually technically impossible to sell out of. The Club MGMI is going to be greenlit for Netflix. The directors came down and they said, Lou Dog is a star. We saw his Marble stream. We want this guy doing Marble streams 24/7. So we are going to be on Netflix soon, right, Lou?
Yeah. If anyone, and speaking to you, Carlini specifically, if anyone needs someone to run some Marble streams, I know what I'm doing now. I think we had a fun time the other day on Saturday. So, if anyone needs to give out a purr specifically, let me know. I'm running out of purrs to give out, but Marble streams are fun. We're gonna start a little. Have you guys ever watched the Marble Olympics streams on YouTube? Those are fun. Those are like actual marble races that someone has he's talking over it, and he creates all of the different maps, and there's like leagues. So I'm not that into it yet, but if there's a Netflix backing, I could put in the effort to do that.
Well, I think the thing I like the most, Lou, is kind of the artistic vision from a cinematography standpoint that you took was kind of Blair Witch Project meets Marble Stream. We just got the shaky cam for the whole time, and that's what I really loved about it.
And I assume that over time, the cam work will get a little better, but it was my first time opening the app, so I wasn't really sure that I had to control the whole camera. But by the fourth time, I think I at least was able to show the finish, which was the best part. The sweat at the end,
or running the first race by yourself with no one watching because you thought you were live.
I missed the stream. Did I win? I'm guessing no.
No, you got close actually a couple times.
Oh my God.
You were like second or third.
Are you guys seeing this thing that TD just posted in the Discord? I'll pull it up.
Oh man.
Oh. Who? Was this
It's
not referring to Davis?
It's not true. It's not true that I listed under mint. I don't think.
What was mint?
Don't get it. Yeah, fuck these dudes.
But that is high comedy. I mean, that is legitimately
I'm guessing
hilarious.
it's not
Davis has been in the
specifically about
NFT
his.
community for 2 weeks, and he's already got people in other Discords saying, "Yeah, fuck this guy."
That's totally about Davis.
Oh man.
You live by the Davis pamp and you die by the Davis pamp.
I mean, that's my favorite thing that's happened in NFTs so far. That was better. That was better than making $30,000 on fancy Patty Mills on Top Shot.
Worst day of your life, huh?
Worst day of your life.
They thought you were in it for the art, David.
What an amazing
your
moment
Twitter
to have
banner.
that revealed.
That's
so funny because TD went in their Discord and was like, "Oh, dude, he's gonna pamp this. Like he minted this. he minted this, and he's gonna pamp it." And like, obviously, I was not going to do that.
This guy's got a blue check mark. They were probably so pumped.
They were. He screenshotted it last night. They were pumped. They were like excited for them to get revealed for me.
Little did they know they should have gone into our Discord. Saw Davis is like, I'm so depressed. I just need to mint something on my phone before bed.
Someone send me a project.
Oh. So wait, it is true. I listed one under mint, like my crappy one, and it hasn't even sold. So what are they mad about?
I don't know, dude, but fuck you for fudding the badass pangs.
That made my day. That was really good.
I'm dying. Shout out Clairvoyant. What is up, my dude? The owner of the number 69 Man's Coin, absolute legend, in IRL pal with Lou Dog. Is this the truth?
Yeah, me and Clairvoyant went to a DraftKings kickoff party last week for week 1. They hosted one in Denver, and got some free drinks and food, and we watched a bunch of the games in live sweat. So that was fun last week.
Sounds very fun. Dangy, host the fucking show, dude.
I have no idea what to say. I'm lost. Fine.
I kind of want to drop in the Penguin Fight Club Discord and be like, guys, thanks for the rare penguin.
Oh, you have to.
Send them the stream.
That's what we should do, is live stream that.
Davis, go in there and go, the first rule of Penguin Fight Club is never trust fucking Davis Mattek.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I'm taking control of the ship again. Thank you, Mr. Overzet, for the direct feedback in public. It's good. All right. I dropped a sketchy link. That was a test. You all failed because you put in your information here. This is for a free token for Club NGMI. Oh, my God. I haven't even shared the token, what it looks like. I haven't shared that.
Yeah, share that.
Lou, could you pull that up and share?
Yeah. Clairvoyant's pumping the DK NFTs. I believe tomorrow is Tiger Woods. That's one that you're going to want to try to get, I think.
I will be on that one. I've missed all the DK.
I've missed them all too.
I mean, Clairvoyant also made me buy a few.
I got a Tony Hawk one, and I almost kept it out of sentiment, but
I almost kept it.
I sold it immediately.
I know. I saw Tony Hawk's tweet. He's like, this fucker listed it under mint.
Unbelievable. All right. Let's spin some names, and then we'll show the token. Let's see what we got here.
Pulled it up for you.
Thank you, Lou. Oh, Frankie?
Oh, he's already a Man's Coin holder.
Frankie wins another one.
Runs hot.
I love it.
So what? How does
Congrats,
this work?
Frankie.
If they can sell their own.
He's gonna sell it under mint like Davis.
Yeah.
You can have as many tokens as you want. You can just go buy them if you want. You don't have to get access to the Discord though. So,
but just
Frankie
so people know, there's unlimited supply of the tokens, correct?
We did 200 at the start, right, Dangy?
Yeah, that's right.
How are we going to get this IRL meetup if there's only 200 tokens?
Yeah, we have to eventually get it to 1,000.
How am I gonna buy a Man's Coin when the floor is like 0.7?
We're gonna decide.
Right. You missed it. You missed
we're gonna
the
huddle
initial punt.
and see if you're enough of an influencer to receive one of these on your own.
Give me a zoom, Lou. Give me a zoom if you could.
Yeah.
It's not unlimited. We're doing 200, and here's why: because we wanted to keep it a manageable number in the chat for now. And this is Genesis, so we like the Augustin XG art a lot, so we want to make him do more. If you all look below the crown, if you'll see, there's a little nod over to our friend the Mans. It's pretty exciting stuff. So yeah, that's what the token looks like. There may be a 3D version coming out. That might be version 2. Who knows? We'll see what he wants to do for himself on the next token. I don't know. I'm giving him work.
I think one of the benefits of the gate was trying to manage the amount of people that are in that channel too, right? Like some days it's pretty out of control. Like it's hard to keep up with the conversations. Like not trying to make this a money grab. It's trying to manage the amount of people and the people in there. With all the scams going on these days, people clicking links that are, hacking their MetaMask, like having a gate where you trust and know the 100 to 200 people that are always there makes a big difference for, I'm sure 90% of the people in that channel. So, and
there'll be some fantastic cope when NFTs die in there for sure. And it'll be a good manageable group.
We promised to hire, a psychiatrist for the NFT winter if it goes badly. She'll come in once a week.
More than that.
Once a week, and to make sure we're not too depressed.
That's when the rugs get sent out.
Yeah, that's right. I heard. Did one of the folks in the chat get scammed out of their ETH last night? Did that happen?
That was today. Someone in NFT Collective.
I think it was on Twitter.
Got Well, yeah, there was someone in the other Discord that got scammed. It sounds like they were talking about it. It sounds like his computer was compromised. It wasn't, he went through the links that he had clicked on today, and it sounds like it wasn't from any of the links. So both of his MetaMasks or something got compromised. So it sounds like it was the actual PC itself, not his MetaMask. So interesting. But yeah, I deleted MetaMask from my phone today. I don't trust that at all.
You did. Will you speak on that as someone who has MetaMask on their phone?
If you type, I mean, when you're on MetaMask on your phone, you're living inside of that MetaMask. So if you were to type in a OpenSea and mistype that, which I used to type in OpenSea every time I would go in there, the risk of you typing in the wrong address and getting sent to a scam OpenSea and accidentally connecting your wallet to a site that looks identical to it is pretty high. So I just completely deleted it from my phone. I hardly ever use it anyway. So I guess if you're going to have it on there, I would just recommend being very, very cautious and probably just having like a notes section where you can go in, copy and paste the most used sites on there, like OpenSea or Zed or Etherscan or whatever it is, and then just copy and pasting and never using the browser to type in anything, because that's where you're going to get yourself into trouble.
What is your guys' take on, because they just launched the new app, the OpenSea app? Does that change the calculus at all?
You can't even do anything on it. It's like a glorified blog of OpenSea where they can just tout their own shit. So
Yeah, you can't
even
like
go
look at
trade stuff.
metadata.
No, it's dumb.
It's useless.
No, that's where you can go scout the best art.
You
and
see
then
like
go buy that
trending.
art.
It's all about the
Yeah.
trending stuff, right?
Yeah, the shit that Nate puts on there.
Yeah, I like to see what Nate's on from 2 weeks ago.
Worm has a good question. Does everyone just use a ledger? And Carlini tonight had a good few tweets about ledger and how it's a false sense of security. And I agree with him, because a lot of the issues are human factor engineering-ish stuff where they're just trying to separate you from your ETH by you being a human and wanting to buy this thing quickly. And it's not about a ledger, because yes, it's offline and it saves your private keys in a way because it's not your computer.
Yeah, but if you
still
connect,
approve
you
it.
connect.
Exactly. And if you click the button to approve that signed message, then yeah, you've allowed them to do whatever they said they wanted to do. And we normally trust that, which is part of the problem. So Carlini's point was, it's a false sense of security. You just think that your ETH is protected when you're really still transacting with the blockchain from a device. So it's not really that much different than a MetaMask. You still need to be careful. And early on, as we talked about, slow and steady wins the race is not what I said, but smooth is fast and fast. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. There we go. Did that one right off the top of my head. So yeah, there's so many scams. If it feels too good, it is. And that's another reason why we want to have a private Discord. I've heard rumors, and I haven't connected with the person who I heard got scammed, but by a link that was shared in the main Discord. But that really frustrates me, just because I don't want that to happen on our area. That's really scary. So we'll get to the bottom of that one in particular. But I think that's security is important. Obviously, duh. We've all made, not all of us. Some of us have made a good amount of money. Protect it. Be slow. And that's why general strategy is being careful. So yeah, Ray is very smart in deleting his MetaMask now. So bye, Ray. See you later.
I mean, I use my ledger more as like a savings account in a way, where I just send money to it. If I ever need it, I'll send money back. But like you said,
leave
I'm
it.
not
I just
holding
leave it
stuff in there. Yeah.
I'm not going to be minting anything. Like I don't really see myself using it for anything other than just storing. And I did figure out how to store my NFTs on there. Shout out to Jesse for helping me with that today. Huge. Would not have been able to figure it out. So if anybody needs help with that, shoot me a DM on Discord.
Are you saying it's not intuitive?
Oh my God. It's
No,
it's awful.
it's
It is very complex. There's a lot of steps to it. If you don't have the right firmware updated, or if you have the wrong version of Chrome, or if you don't have certain things in the settings ticked a certain way, then it won't work. So very frustrating. It took me about a month to figure out how to send stuff from my ledger to NFTs from my ledger to a MetaMask, or even be able to interact with OpenSea at all.
I got spooked out of using my ledger from that firmware update stuff, because I would go, this is back just pre-NFT days, and I would go, you know, a year at a time before interacting with it to put, you know, Bitcoin on it or whatever. And then I'd get these firmware updates and, you know, the pin wouldn't work. And it'd be like, you have one more chance to access your ledger before it self-destructs and you lose all your Bitcoin. And I was like, I don't need this fucking shit. I'll let Gemini in the Winklevi bros be the custodians of my Bitcoin, because I legitimately trusted them more. And I know that like defeats the purpose of, you know, sovereign money and being able to go across borders with it. But I'm like, I don't need this stress.
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, I mean, we do have to come, we have a long way to go in terms of the user experience for protecting your crypto, holding it, so that you actually feel comfortable with it. Cause right
you like
now,
have to be fairly tech savvy. Like I couldn't like walk my dad through this. Like he would just not, like one of my friends was like, you know, I want to buy one of these goons. And I was like, honestly, just, you will not figure it out. Like I could send you the instructions, but you'd get so lost, and it just, So I mean,
no lie, send them to us. Like we will walk them through it. I'm not even joking. If they really want it.
Dingy will walk him through it.
So I actually, this is another question. What do we think about the idea of OpenSea or a competitor having the credit card option that that Top Shot has? I mean, do we think that's good? Do we think that's bad? Do we think it's not in the spirit of the I mean, clearly it would be good for the bags, right? Inarguable, it's good for the bags. I tend to think that I don't want that though. Like I prefer people actually having to go onto the step of being onboarded into Web3, I think.
So they actually did that for Zed. So if you go on OpenSea, you could buy Zed horses with a credit card now. I actually think it did help with some of the onboarding for those people, because it is overwhelming, right? The first time you use a MetaMask, the first time you have to buy ETH. Where this way you can go on, buy a horse, test it out, see if you like it, without having to do the whole setup, and then find out 2 days later you don't like it, you wasted all that time. I kind of like it personally. I think it's good for the bags. I think it brings in more users. But yeah,
certainly brings in more users, makes them more crypto curious, right? Like a lot of you guys and a lot of people in Club NFT made your purchase on Top Shot with a credit card probably for the first time or whatever, and now you are. So like that's good. So I'm kind of two minds about it.
I would love it. I mean, I can't tell you how many I've had conversations with like in real life friends, and it's so hard to onboard people to, because they're so interested in it. They hear what we're doing and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to get into this. How do I do it? But they don't have crypto. They've never downloaded Coinbase. So like trying to walk them through not only buying crypto for the first time, but then transferring it out of Coinbase into MetaMask and teaching them about just basic gas transactions and not to click on links and all this stuff. It's just like, it is such a learning curve. And unless you are willing as a person to just dive in yourself, you're not going to make it.
I actually think it's bearish to have credit cards there, because then people are thinking USD, and I think more things will be denominated in USD. And God, I cannot spend $2,000 on a piece of shit
hard to buy a picture of a bear wearing a Sherlock Holmes hat for $2,000.
There's no chance. Like I will become even more of a nit very quickly if that happens. No way.
Well, that's what the perfect marriage, right? Is credit card enabled but denominated in ETH, right?
That actually does it to me on gas. Like, oh yeah, I'll spend 0.2 ETH, no problem. And then I go to accept it in gas, and MetaMask tells you the gas in US dollars. And I'm like, well, nope, so I'm out. I'm not doing that.
It's a mental thing that you just got to get over, or else, it's because I get scared every time I look at that thing. Well, am I really spending like 1 ETH on a gas transaction for a mint that costs like 0.4? It's crazy.
And what Price is saying, it's the opposite on Top Shot, where people don't want to pay 25K for like a Luca moment, but if they saw it was 3 ETH, then they'd consider
Smash.
It's so weird, but it's true.
It is, where I found myself fall prey to that. Like the things that I've just willingly just put into ETH, because it does feel like play money. There is some kind of level of detachment there I feel like someone needs to write a dissertation about this because it's a weird.
Wait until they start
phenomenon.
denominating. Wait until they start denominating it in flow.
Oh God.
Yes.
Dangy just
Yes.
bought Flow, so I think Dangy would like that.
No, I didn't.
It's so weird mentally though. Like when you start thinking about how much money you're spending in US dollars on some of these mints, like I minted those cup cats yesterday, like totally hideous art. You know, I did 3 of them and it cost almost an ETH. If you start thinking about that, that's over 3,000 US dollars that you're just gambling on, hoping you can sell it for more than you paid, right? Like thinking in terms of US dollars is a scary thing, right?
I found myself the other day, I was being a nit about Red Zone, and I wanted to get it, and I was like going through, I spent like a half hour looking at all the options for streaming, and I eventually like settled on like the Sling option for $40 a month, and I was like being such a nit about it. I'm like, I fucking punted this off in gas, like a fifth of it in gas without even thinking about it. But something that I will enjoy every single Sunday for 17 weeks, I was like hemming and hawing about. Like our brains are fucked.
It's also because ETH is like easy come, easy go. You know, like it's been so for you guys, it's been so easy to make. For me, I've had it for so long that it's like if I lost half my stack of ETH, I would be so far ahead dollar cost average wise, it just wouldn't even matter. So like that's part of the psychology too.
100%. It's a way that I'm saving money to have that disconnect. And that's the same thing as like Ledger. My Ledger is my savings account. I will have a minting ledger and a savings ledger account that are 2 separate ledgers, and then I'll have
I've got like 4 wallets.
How do you keep them straight? Or like where like mentally where are they and what are they used for?
So I have my Ledger, which has Bitcoin and Ethereum in cold storage that's been there forever. I have my MetaMask, which I use for minting stuff. I have, my coin. There's the Coinbase.com and then the Coinbase wallet, right? Which are 2 different things. And I have all my dollar cost averaging buys. I do them on Coinbase. So I have them there. And then I have some on Gemini too with a wallet functionality. So it's just all, and that's not that hard to keep straight.
No, that makes sense to me.
It's when you start getting like 20 different wallets for the mints where it's
I can't do that.
wallet transaction. Oh, my MetaMask, I have to scroll down. I mean, I have so many wallets.
I can't do that.
It's ridiculous.
How dangerous would it be if DraftKings let you enter contests?
They need to. They have to. They have to start letting.
It's only a matter of time.
That's how you lose the money.
I mean, Kalish is all over that stuff. So
guys, I'll tell you a real life story. I got smoked yesterday. I had to deposit, like I just to have enough money to play all the contests that I wanted and to not, like I was like, I have to deposit. And I hemmed and hawed about it for like 30 minutes. Like, okay, I gotta put a couple $1,000 on DraftKings. And I literally probably spent that on mints this last week. Combination mints and gas.
From your bed on Penguins where the community now hates you.
Yeah, right. And but I was like, this activity I literally do every day and is required for my job. I was like, I do not want to spend this money. But if it was ETH, I would have just done it. I would have just opened my MetaMask and just done it.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
No, David, let's get you out on this. I want to give you go off on XRP. Let's go.
Here's the thing. Ethereum is a little bit too centralized for my liking. XRP is like it's just like going to the bank and saying, please, sir, please monitor all of my financial transactions and make sure that you know where all my money is at all times. I do not get Chris G's pamping of the Ripple bags. It just makes no sense to me.
It's one of my favorite parts of him and probably of the Discord, just that he's the one who's like, Ripple, it's my thing. I love interbank transfers. That's what gets me going. Like, that's his thing, because that's what Ripple's used for. I want to make bank transfers.
I mean, if you like fast transactions, dude, just like go all in on Mattek, right?
Well, we need to do an upcoming episode on layer 2s and side chains, because there's so many and they keep coming out, and there's a lot of chance and risk over there for sure. So yeah. All right, Davis, I'm getting you out of here. Thank you for spending the time. Thank you for hanging out with us. Honestly, from Fantasy Wonderkind, I told my wife, I'm like, hey, big show tonight.
Don't talk about her, Dangy.
Yeah.
It's true. She and Davis is coming on. I've been following him for years, and she's like, "Who?" And I go, "Okay, fine." But Pete's coming on. She's like, "Oh, it's a big deal." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Big deal.
Yeah.
Pete
So,
is a
thank you,
bigger deal
Davis.
than me. I'm very used to that. I'm very used to Pete being a bigger deal than me. It's fine.
Get out of here.
Only one of us
Mr.
has the blue
Mr.
check.
Blue
though.
check. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Fucking-
It's all I have after Derrick Henry scores like 75 fantasy points. Like I'm calling in sick to the show on Wednesday.
It's gonna be bad.
All right, thanks for having me, dudes. I really appreciate it. To the Penguin Fight Club, sincere apologies, and yeah, we'll be back.
Thanks,
See you,
Dennis.
Dennis.
Thanks.
Oh.
All right, let's land this plane. Lou, do you have any closing thoughts? I'm excited about what's coming up with this simulcast. With this, I started thinking last night actually about the work that's that's coming, and like what these devs must feel like after they announce something. Like, oh, now we got to do it. So yeah, for the Discord to be live, I'm thinking Thursday morning we'll have the Discord ready to go with all the bells and whistles. Tokens, I'm hoping to have live tomorrow morning. Same thing tomorrow morning with the sale whitelist and the Mans coin. I'll talk to Mans about getting those addresses, or I'll be able to pull them from the blockchain to just be able to give them the ability to buy for free. So we'll get all those logistics sorted out probably tomorrow morning, and then again Discord on Thursday. So yeah, let's let the devs nap for a little bit. Lou, what are your closing thoughts on this beginning of a new chapter for our little show?
Well, you can't nap until we have 10 purchasers. It's on the roadmap. You have to stay awake until then. But one thing that we've been doing, some people have noticed, others haven't, but it's been going into the announcements section of our Discord, where we're doing in the mornings. The problem is I'm 2 hours behind, so it's when I do them, it's a little later. But we call it Not Gonna Minute, and it's just basically about a minute overcap of the day in NFTs and what drops are coming. So there's gonna be some on Solana that we have in there. So if you're starting to get more interested in Solana, you can see which ones are going to be there. And yeah, so we're trying to do that basically every day, maybe not as much on the weekends or every other day or whatnot, but definitely look out for that. That'll go onto our channel for Club MGMI. And yeah, like and subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button on this on both of the streams we have going.
Mhm.
We have it on Pete's and our own. So yeah, a lot of good things coming down the pipeline for us.
Trey, what do you have for us?
I'm excited. We've been talking about this for a long time. I know that we jumped on a call with Pete a couple weeks ago where we were kind of talking about it. So it's been a long time coming for it. I'm excited for it. That chat moves so fast sometimes. I multitask so much throughout the day that, a couple months ago, it used to be where I could just kind of like do something, jump back in, chat. Now it's like I go do something, I come back, and it's like I got to scroll up 50 messages to even find the last place that I was. So hopefully it maybe slows down a little bit, but either way, I'm excited to kind of see where this goes.
All right, Babs, our Canadian Adonis, what do you have?
Yeah, excited. The Wassies reveal tomorrow. I still have
yeah.
I still have 8 of Dangies, and I haven't decided if I'm going to rug them yet or not. I'll see if he gets good ones. I might take them. Maybe give them to Pete. So looking forward to that. But I'm actually really looking forward to the gate. I think we built a really good community. Love everyone in that channel. Just looking forward to keeping it that way, and hopefully adding new members as we go.
Mr. Overzat, do you have any words?
Yeah, if you guys are watching this on my channel and you enjoyed this, all the links are down below to subscribe to Club MGMI. They have an open invite to simulcast on here when they'd like, but if not, you need to follow them. Their Twitter accounts are down there. And like Lou said, they're doing the daily updates as well. I think one of the things that's overwhelming for people in NFT is just how much is going on. So, we mentioned the gate there to kind of try to concentrate the information a little bit more with the drop alerts. We got the NFT previews. We got these guys every Monday, 9:30 p.m., trying to get you guys more organized, feel like you can wrap your heads around everything that's going on. And yeah, very excited for what you guys have built in this channel. It's a very fun community. I have a blast hopping in there and chopping it up. even if I am not minting at the frequency that you sickos are.
Yeah, thank you all for your time. Thank you, Pete, for the time and the platform, both in the Discord and here. It's a little bit hyperbolic, but it's almost dream come true-ish, just that this is happening. So I'm not even, like Lou, I know you're laughing at me. I'm not even joking. I'm an emotional dude, so this is cool as hell. So thank you all for hanging out. We will catch you next time. I think we're going to make it.